In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to add a classroom to your Econ Lowdown account. You should have already created an Econ Lowdown account by registering as an instructor. If you have not done so, visit the homepage www.econlowdown.org and click on the Register for a Free Account link on the right side of the page. To create a classroom, log into your account. Once logged in, you will see near the top left-hand corner a tab labeled My Classrooms. On the bottom of the web page, there are green tabs that are labeled the same as the ones on top. By clicking on either the top or bottom links, it will take you to the same page. Let's click on My Classrooms. Once you have clicked on My Classrooms, you will see Add New Classroom and where to type in the classroom name, choose the begin date and end date for the course. For example, you can name your class First Hour Economics. Then select your start and end dates. Once you've selected your start and end dates, click Create. Now you can begin to add students using either the Google login option or by adding students manually, uploading a student list using an Excel CSV file, or having student names be created by the site. Let's look at the login with Google first. First, you must affirm if your students are 13 years of age or older. If they are, you can use the site as an option to store their emails. If they're not, student emails will not be stored. Please make sure to read carefully the notification on student email use. The next page will provide a classroom code that will need to be shared with your students in that class. Share the classroom code and instructions on this page for students to follow. Once they have done so, you'll be able to go back and see the roster of students that will populate on its own as students use the code to log in. Now we'll look at using the Login with Econ Lowdown option. You have some options for how to create the student roster for a class. The options are at the bottom of the page. There are 3 different ways you can add students to the classroom. You can manually add each student, auto-create names, or import a student list. First, I will demonstrate how to add students manually. On this page, you can change the number of students you want to add from any quantity from 1 to 40. For this tutorial, we will select to add 3 new students. There are now 3 text boxes to add names and last initials for each student. Note the information about student emails. You can save emails for each student if they are 13 years or older. Saving emails is optional, but does provide a way to communicate with students through the site and resend login information if needed. After you have filled out the first name and last initial for each student, click on the green Add Students button. To add more students, re-click on the Add New Student button. Another option for adding students is auto-creating names. If you click on the Auto-Create Names button by Add Student, you can select the number of students you want to add, and the system will generate generic names like Student A, Student B, and so on. The last option is to import a student list. Click on the Import Student List button. If you are unsure of how to create a student list, you can click on the link, How to Create a Student List, and it will walk you through how to convert your roster to an Excel spreadsheet and save it as a CSV file. Once the list is made, you can click on Choose File to browse for it and upload it in order to add students to your roster. Remember that a file must be in CSV format in order to have it successfully upload. If you want to view the students that you just added, click on the class link again in the classroom name box, and then click on the Students button, or simply click on the Students button. A list of students enrolled in the class will appear along with their student access codes, their password, the last time they logged in, and an email address if it was inputted. If you would like to email access codes and passwords to each student individually, click on the envelope button next to their name under Actions. Enter the student's email address if it is not already inputted, and you may also write an optional message to go with the email as well. If you would like to email your entire class, click the Email Login Information button and enter the student's email address if their emails are not already inputted. To protect students' personal information, these email addresses will not be stored in your account if students are under the age of 13. If you would like to print hard copies of the login information, you can print this information for individual students by clicking on the printer next to the student's name, or print for the whole class by clicking on the Print Login Information button. If you have more than one class, you can add multiple classrooms to your Econ Lowdown account. Again, just click on My Classrooms in the top left and repeat the same process we just went through. You can see that classrooms you've already created appear on the left side in a box. You can click on the class links and add and access the content in your registered classroom. Thank you for watching this tutorial on how to add a classroom on Econ Lowdown.